2 p.m., Rabbi.
That's how he absorbs it all. That's how he absorbs everything. He just
Okay.
downloaded the whole book.
Come in, children. Okay, we're getting ready for Hanukkah. Not long now until Hanukkah, and as we know, obviously our sages teach us that every Chag is the highest Chag of the year, and there is truth to that because the year is going up and up and up. We learned this morning in the Parsha class that people think the week goes like this: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, building up to Shabbos, and Shabbos is the peak, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday down and up and down. It's not true. It goes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos is the peak, and then we walk along the plateau, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then we go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos the peak, walk along. That's how we're just going up and up and up, everything going up.
Why is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Because that's just bringing Shabbos into the week, trying to maintain the energy of the Shabbos before in the week, which is not easy to do. And then, so for example, Rosh Hashanah is the highest Chag. But then Yom Kippur after that is higher than, because if you really think about it. You're a Jew. Every Jew, I grew up in a Reform family. We still had a Pesach Seder. So Pesach, we left Egypt, that's the creation of the Jewish people. So Pesach is obviously the Chag. It is the festival for the Jewish people. And you eat matzah, and it's the thing, and you have Leila Seder. Our Leila Seder goes all night, and then we walk to the Kotel for night. But really, not putting Pesach down at all, Shavuot is when we receive the Torah. So leaving Egypt without receiving the Torah, so Shavuot really is the pinnacle of the Jewish year. It makes sense. But to be honest, without putting down Pesach and Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, everyone knows Rosh Hashanah, that's the new year. That's everything. And we blow the shofar, that's really the sign of the Jewish people. So Rosh Hashanah, actually, if you think about it, is the peak, it's the pinnacle of the Jewish year. Until you get to Yom Kippur, of course. Because everyone knows that Yom Kippur is the holiest day of the year. You know that. We're fasting, we're wearing white clothes, it's like the wreath, so everyone knows. So not putting down Pesach, Shavuot, or Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur is the pinnacle. And everyone actually knows that Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is just preparing us for Sukkot. The only really reason you're doing Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is so that you can sit in the Sukkah in this holy place. The Sukkah, we're just spending time with Hashem, so everyone knows that Sukkot, in terms of real Yiddishkeit, that's the whole pinnacle of the Jewish year, Sukkot, and you're shaking a little of an etrog, you're sitting in a Sukkot, that's everything. And you get to Simchas Torah, Shmini Atzeret, which is the pinnacle of Sukkot. So obviously, Simchas Torah, Shmini Atzeret, that's the pinnacle of the Jewish year. And everyone knows, and that's all true, everything as is true, but we all know that Hanukkah is Hanukkah is the highest part of the year, for many reasons. Firstly, every Jew in the world does Hanukkah. The most unaffiliated Jews, they're lighting their Hanukkah, we know. And the Hanukkah is the sign of the Jewish people. So we know that Hanukkah is the highest. And obviously to get to Purim. Because we say Yom Kippur is a Yom Kippurim. It's a day like Purim. It's not even on the level of Purim. So we really know, and Purim's the final Chag of the year. So everything we're doing through the whole year is just to get to Purim. Purim is the actual peak of the year. So we know that Purim's the highest. Not putting down Hanukkah and Simchas Torah and Sukkot and Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah and Shavuot and Pesach.
Shabbos also.
Shabbos. Remember Shabbos.
Shabbos gotta be the
Shabbos.
It's the holiest day.
So yeah, we have the holiest day of the year every week. So then obviously Purim's the highest, but to be fair, without leaving Egypt, then none of it counts. So Pesach is the highest. Everyone knows Pesach is the pinnacle. So how does that actually work? Because each year it's getting higher. Pesach of this year is higher than Purim of last year. But Shavuot is higher than Pesach. So we keep going up and up and up. So each Chag really is the highest. However, having given that introduction, we all know that Hanukkah is the highest. I'll tell you why. It's the most spiritually alive. The deepest chance for true connection to Hashem. That's what a Chag is. Another word for a Chag is a Moed. You heard the word Moed, the Moedim. What does the word Moed mean? It really means a meeting. Va'ad is the Va'ad. We're having a meeting. So the Moedim, the Chagim, the festivals, the meetings, let's have a special meeting. Now Sages teach says Shabbos is when we go to Hashem's house. And the Chagim is when Hashem comes to our house. This is a very special meeting. But Hanukkah and Purim are higher, because Hanukkah and Purim is we're in a really, really low state. You know, we're being wiped out, Hanukkah and Purim, so that we're not even in our house anymore. We're in a pit, but Hashem comes to be with us in the pit. So it's the highest place. That's why we light the Hanukkah very low. We're lighting your Hanukkah very low down. We'll get to that. But the other reason Hanukkah and Purim are the highest Chagim of the year is because they don't appear in the Torah. They aren't Torah festivals. And therefore, they're much higher and holier than the festivals that appear in the Torah, obviously.
It seems to be the other way around. I thought the Torah...
You would think that it would be the other way around. That the festivals that actually appear in the Torah are spiritually higher than Hanukkah and Purim, which is rabbinic festivals. It would seem that way, but that's for people who don't understand Judaism. Now, seeing as you're Jews and you're in yeshiva, and you're trying to understand Judaism and true spirituality, what is the whole of life all about? The whole of life all about relationship. Relationship, that's what life is about. Relationship with yourself, with other people, with Hashem. It's really a relationship with Hashem. Opposite to Buddhism in the East, it's like detachment. Judaism says, no, it's all about attachment. So the partnership with between the human and God is much higher than God's own work, what God does. Turnus Rufus, the Roman general, said to Rabbi Akiva, what's greater, the work of God or the work of man? What is greater, the work of God? God's perfect, man's imperfect. What's greater, the work of God or the work of man? So you're going to say, well, obviously God, because God's perfect. But obviously the answer is man. What did Rabbi Akiva do? He brought a piece of wheat and he brought some bread. He said, what would you rather eat, Turnus Rufus? Wheat, which is the work of God, or bread, which is the work of? No.
Man and Hashem.
Partnership. There's no bread without wheat, or sunlight, or rays, or minerals, or intelligence, or anything. So bread is partnership between God and man. This is why bread is actually the ultimate expression of partnership between bread and man. How do we see that? Because there are 10 stages of making bread. If you want to eat fruit, there's no partnership there. You pick the fruit, basically. Eggs, no partnership. Milk, a little bit, you have to milk the cow. If you want to eat fish, very little you have to do to eat fish. The more you want to eat potatoes, you've got to cook them a bit. Animals is a lot. You have to shecht it and get the blood out, salt it, cook it. But bread, you have to plow and winnow and reap and sow. 10 stages of making bread, which means bread has the most human intervention of any food. Any mazonis. But bread is the king of mazonis. Bread is the king. So when I say bread, yes, cake has the same amount, but bread is the king of the mazonis. So you got 10 stages. That's why there are 10 words in the bracha. Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. That's why when you're making hamotzi, you're holding it with 10 fingers. That's why also you got to be very, very careful not to say hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Lechem min haaretz. Be very careful. Lechem min haaretz, not leche min haaretz or lechem in haaretz. Don't slur those mems. Don't be a mem slurrer. You don't want to be a mem slurrer. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. No, I love 10 stages. So it's 10, and obviously the 10 refers to the 10 sefirot. Get Chachma Bina, Chesed Gevurah Tiferet. That's what it's. That's why we bench on bread, nothing else. Bread is the king of food because we have so much to do with it. And that's why, did you ever ask the question, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz? Is that true?
Used to be.
Manna?
With Adam.
No, but we said on the manna we said Hamotzi lechem min hashamayim. That was.
We learned in Adam used to pick up the bread.
Fine. Nowadays, is it true Hamotzi lechem min haaretz? No, not true. So you're lying every time you make the bracha? Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the ground. No, he doesn't.
He brings wheat.
He brings forth wheat. So say, Amotzichita min haaretz. But what we're saying is every stage is Hashem's involved in every stage. Like, you think there's a distance between the ground and the bread. That's why we dip bread into salt. Why are you dipping bread into salt? Because salt is mineral, it's the first thing in creation, it's the closest thing to creation. Bread is the furthest thing from creation. So we bring the thing that's furthest from creation and bring it into the thing that's closest to creation and say it's all one, it's all Hashem anyway. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. So that's why before we eat bread we wash our hands, because our hands represent action, human action in the world. So we're washing our hands. So bread is all about human intervention, and it's the highest food, and it's and you bench on it, and bread's geschmack. Why? Because it's the ultimate partnership between God and man. Now you understand why Hanukkah and Purim are greater than the festivals in the Torah. Because the festivals in the Torah, God just gave them to us. Hanukkah and Purim we made up. Hanukkah and Purim are a partnership between us and Hashem. The rabbinic festivals are higher than the God-given festivals, because partnership is higher than dogmatic God-given stuff. If bread is higher than wheat, then Hanukkah is higher than Sukkot. Pasture.
Why doesn't it work the same way that is a Rabbanon a very worse than
No, we say
or it's only on this side?
we're talking spiritually here, not halachically. Another reason our sages teach us that they're so high is on the rabbinic festivals you can't be in the world. There's no muktzah and electricity, and Hanukkah and Purim you're in the world, which means you're having to bring God consciousness spiritually down into. You could be on your phone for the whole of Hanukkah and Purim. God forbid you should do such a thing. You could be, so you can mess it up. They're easy to mess up because it's just saying bring godliness into your regular everyday life. Like, what's Hanukkah got? Hanukkah nothing. Light a candle, that's it. You could do the whole of Hanukkah in 1 minute. Light a candle, you finish. Go back onto your phone. That's it, nothing. No lulav and hedgehogs and sukkahs and matzahs and this and nothing. Just live a normal life, and then when it gets dark, light a candle and carry on living a normal life. That's why it's so kadosh, because you're not given anything to work with. So you've got to bring into it. You've got to make it kadosh. It's only as kadosh as you make it. Whereas all the chagim, they're kadosh. It's hard not to be kadosh on Yom Kippur and all these things. To be kadosh on Purim, on Hanukkah. Some people, the Hanukkah is all about sufganiyot, donut. That's shalom. Donut is lashon do not, by the way. And by the way, you better not put a donut in your mouth before the first day of Hanukkah. No, like pre-gaming. What is this? You're going to be with your wife before you're married? You sicko. What are you doing? Whoa! What is this? No, Rabbi, it's Hanukkah next week. They're already selling donuts? Yeah. Well, I've got to get into the Hanukkah mood, you idiot. There's something called Kedusha. You hold back on your donut. Hold back on that donut. Don't stuff your face. God forbid. My daughter's birthday is Kaf Aleph Kislev. 4 days before Hanukkah. So always in school they give her donuts. My daughter's like, do not, mate. I do not put that in my mouth until... And then how much do you appreciate that donut on Hanukkah?
Why do you
Oily food.
That's it?
Oily food. There is one other reason. The Rambam's father says, so it's an ancient tradition, because when you eat mazonis, you get to say the after bracha, ala michya ba'al kakaglo, which talks about the mizbeach in the temple, and Hanukkah was all about Hanukkah's mizbeach.
But that's any...
But that's why any mazonis, but donuts have become a thing.
With oil.
Because it's oily. But that's why latkes don't really have a tradition to them. It's just oily. Whereas donuts have a halachic thing because you talk about the mizbeach. Although latkes, it's better to have a latke than a donut. We'll talk about donut.
Sour cream or applesauce?
Do it? You just eat it because you have to, not because you want to. Right? It's our tradition to have a donut. I'll eat one because I'm a Yid, but I'm not like light your candles and quickly get me that, and you just got your cream up your nose and that would be a Greek Hanukkah you're having. If your Hanukkah is all about parties and donuts, you just had a Greek Hanukkah. Well done. We Hellenized your Hanukkah. You don't want to do that, my friends. You might as well wear a toga as well. Yes, sickos. Okay.
No toga.
I have a donut because it's an ancient Jewish tradition. But I don't enjoy it.
Why don't you enjoy it?
No, I do enjoy it. But I only enjoy it because I have to. Because it says, Hashem b'simcha. But if I didn't have to do it joyfully, I wouldn't. But I'm enjoying it because Hashem wants me to enjoy it. But I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about my donut while I'm lighting my candle. In fact, I wish I didn't. I'd rather not have to eat a donut. Which would give me even more joy when I eat it because I'm doing it mamish lishma. My spelt, baked, tahina-filled donut. Non-fried, non-wheat,
No sugar.
non-sugar donut. And I get to say the mizbeach afterwards. I'm mekayim all the shittas.
Still not.
It's a mezrenis.
If you eat like garlic bread, oily garlic bread, milk garlic bread.
If you say I'm doing this mamish to remember the oil in the temple, then you're cool. You did something. Hinei yamim ba'im. Behold, days are coming. You better start getting excited for Hanukkah, not for donuts. You can do that, but I'm serious. Part of the preparation for the Chagim is that you got to mamish, be excited. Imagine you had tickets to your favorite concert, whoever you want to go to. 3 weeks beforehand, you'd be like, my tickets! And every friend you see, you'll be like, got my tickets. Are you going to the concert? Are you going to the concert? I go to the concert. I go today. If you don't feel like that for Hanukkah, you're not alive. You're not anywhere connected to your neshama. You should be Hanukkah's kid. But you got to know what you're excited for. If it's excited because you get some presents, that's not Jewish, by the way. Gifts on Hanukkah, what is that? Make your kids feel better because of Christmas? That's for shalom. You give your kids presents on Hanukkah, crazy. Sick.
Couldn't you say that's a way to bring the family together?
You bring your family together by lighting candles, singing and loving each other and playing with a dreidel, which is deep Kabbalistic stuff to the dreidel. I take my kids every day to get a donut before. And we go to English cake. Best donuts, English cake in the shuk.
Yeah.
Great donuts. Come on. You're not allowed to go now.
I'm not going. Of course. I haven't. Don't. Yeah.
You're not allowed to go.
Of course.
So we go every day, and I say, choose your donut. And we the donut's cool. But then always one day of Hanukkah, usually the third, fourth, or fifth day, I take them. This is our minhag. I take them and say, kids, you can choose a donut, but just for today, if you have a donut, you're not allowed to light your Hanukkah. So you got a choice: donut or light. So my daughter, because she's mamish today, because this went since she was 5, she was like, who want a donut? Donut, you'll just eat it or it tastes nice for a few minutes. Lighting is a mitzvah that stays with you forever. So then my son is like, yeah, no donut. And then it's not as if I then secretly buy them a donut and say, well done kids, you passed. I pass you, you're not having a donut that day. That's the no donut night of Hanukkah. And it's always the best night. It's always the best night. Because we're just not thinking about donuts. We're lighting our thing. And we're like playing with our jelly. Latkes again with it. Sweet potato latke as well. Sweet potato with it. So you can have some good latke magic happening, but no donut day. It's a very powerful day. Hinei yamim ba'im. Behold, days are coming. I also want you to learn Torah properly. You can learn this like this. Hinei yamim ba'im yemei Hanukkah kadoshim u'meirim. Behold, the days are coming, the days of Hanukkah that are very holy and enlightening. Shehu ha'chag harishon shebetoch yemei ha'charav. Because it's the first festival during the winter. V'lev kol Yehudi. You could learn Torah like that, God forbid. But you could learn it like this. Hinei yamim ba'im. Days are coming. Yemei Hanukkah kadoshim u'meirim. These holy, sacred, shining, enlightening days of Hanukkah are coming. We're already starting to draw down the light of Hanukkah is coming into the world. 30 days before the Chag is coming in. And it's not even 30 days. We're like, got 3 weeks. We're moving them. Shua Chag HaRishon B'toch Yimei HaCharef. It's the first Chag during the winter months. V'lev kol Yehudi magish hidragshut miyuchedet. And the heart of any real Yid is already starting to feel very excited. Now, if you're not, it doesn't mean your heart isn't. It means you're not so connected to your heart because you're connected to your phone and your sports team's results and what people think of you and the girl, whatever. But if you could just tap into your heart's mom is like Hanukkah's coming. I just want to see. I'm going to say the word Hanukkah. I want you to feel like, oh, it's like, oh, Hanukkah. Oh, Hanukkah's coming. Likras kiyam mitzvahs haslakas ner Hanukkah, because we're very excited to fulfill the rabbinic mitzvah of lighting Hanukkah candles. Yeah, it's just a rabbinic mitzvah. You know, the rabbinic mitzvah. You should be very excited. Now, do you know the blessing we say on rabbinic mitzvahs? The mitzvahs that the rabbis came up with. You know that there are 7 mitzvahs that the rabbis came up with. Do you know what the blessing is on the rabbinic mitzvahs? Yes, you do. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Hanukkah. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim.
Wow.
The bracha on rabbinic mitzvahs is asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, that you had sanctified us with your mitzvahs and commanded us to. Did Hashem command us to? Rabbis made it up. Are we lying again? Are we lying when we say brachas? No. We're obviously not. So what's going on?
Rabbi, you're saying earlier that man-made is holier than Hashem made. Why do we hold rabbinical mitzvahs?
I don't think
We just said halachically in terms of punishment and stuff, but not in terms of awe and respect and excitement.
But even by that, why, like...
I don't. I'm more excited to light my Hanukkah candles than to hear the shofar blow. Although I do like shofar.
It says somewhere that Torah, the Torah mitzvot are equal to the rabbinical mitzvot. Somewhere in the Torah, I understood this.
There are 620 mitzvahs, 613 Torah ones,
7
and 7 rabbinic ones. 620 mitzvahs. So really, the Torah commands us to listen to the rabbis. So we're fulfilling the Torah commandment of listening to the rabbinical commandments. Now, why is it extra special? Because you could say, they're less important. So it's up to you to make it important. More. Because they're less important, they're more important.
What's the most important holiday in Judaism?
Sfiras HaOmer.
Shabbos. Every week. Mamish, you can think it's less important because that.
Chas
Precisely because it happens every week.
Now, of the 620 mitzvahs, the Rambam, 613 Torah, 7 rabbinic. Of the 620 mitzvahs that the Rambam speaks about, only one of them he calls extremely beloved. Chavivin ad me'od is the exact words. This one mitzvah out of the 620 he calls Chavivin ad me'od, extremely beloved. Do you think that is tefillin? Do you think he's learning Torah, Talmud Torah Kenegitula? Do you think he's eating matzah? Do you think he's lighting the Hanukkah candle?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Chavivin ad me'od lashon Rambam. A very beloved mitzvah. Whoop, that's it, go home. No, this is the light, the orange soft. We're hitting new levels here.
What about the difference between like a wax candle and oil candle?
We use oil. Oil in the temple. No wax in the temple. We light candles with oil.
Why is wax such a common?
Because it's easier. I don't know.
Is it a fulfillment?
You're allowed to 100%. You fulfill the mitzvah 100% with your wax candles. And if that's your tradition, you do it. Does God love your wax candles? Yes. Is God proud of you? Yes. Did you fulfill the mitzvah? Yes. Should you feel even a little bit of guilt or shame? No. But you want to light with shemen.
What?
Here, give me a pencil.
It's a pet.
There are 3 parts of a candle.
It's a nice candle. It's almost like you've seen the H logo every day.
He made the Islam.
I am the Ishlam.
He is the Islam.
Ner. Flame is a ner. A wick in Hebrew. Patil. Oil. Shemen. Ner patil shemen spells nefesh. You're lighting up your soul, baby. You're lighting up your soul. Now the truth is, the word for wax is sha'avan.
So both.
So you can sup it in. However, there's a problem. Because shemen is the root of the word shmone. How many nights are there?
8 nights.
Shmone. What were the amazing, powerful Jewish forces called that fought against the Greeks? The Hashmonaim.
Where's Maccabee come?
What is the word for soul in Hebrew? Neshama. Shmone, shemen, neshama, hashmanayim. And you're going to use wax? Now the miracle was performed with shemen. So if you're going to use wax candles, which you can and Hashem loves and appreciates, you have to fry your donuts in wax. Yes. Now, there's something else. 2 very holy liquids in Jewish. Shemen and water. And the shemen floats to the top of the water. The neshama is floating to the top.
You have to put water in the candle.
No. We put a tiny little bit of water at the bottom just so it doesn't burn the cup.
Doesn't wax float?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you fry your donuts in wax then. But don't you dare ever look down on another yid for using wax. Ever. If you do, you're much worse than them. Hashem will hate your oil. You start lighting oil and say, well, Hashmonaim, Neshama, then Hashem hates you. He doesn't hate you, he loves you. But Hashem's like, I'd rather you just lit with wax and don't be so arrogant and self-righteous. So you see a year, especially your parents, you dare come to yeshiva and you learn deep Kabbalistic ideas and then start judging your parents. Oy, boy, you're over on kibbut av aim, you're over on arrogance, you're over on everything. But you want to do things right. Just do it right. If you can do it right, do it right. And there's a right way to do it. We will light with oil for all these many good reasons. Also, you don't want to get the pre-made oil. You can buy gel, God forbid, but you can buy sets of pre-made oil and you just put it in. Easy. I don't have to put in any work. I don't have to bring my heart, my soul. You want to mamish? Pour in your oil. Pour in your chokhmah, in your hesed. You want to set it up. It's a partnership. I know. Well, but Rabbi, it's so much easier. I'll just buy it ready-made. So you buy a ready-made marriage then. What are you talking about? You gotta work on life here. God forbid.
So wicks like that one?
Wicks are good. Get the wicks and get the things and get the oil and pour your
That one
oil
just
in and
my
put your
auntie.
wick in.
It lasted for like 2 months.
That's it.
Oh, I do it for my auntie. She runs out of wicks. I make like